G'day all. Welcome back to Dad vs Son, and we are going on with now scenario 25B. Now, realistically, since the Germans won the last one, there's probably no need to do this, but I'm going to do it anyway. So again, this is exactly the same forces to start with. So the we're still in 1944 on the 16th of December, and it's simply the PM turn, the afternoon. So the situation report is that after a pause to tend to the wounded, the German paratroopers launched another attack on the American positions along the wood line above Lanzerath. Lieutenant Buch again called for artillery support and was again denied due to more pressing concerns elsewhere. When he asked what he should do without artillery support, the reply was succinct: hold at all costs. Shortly thereafter, an enemy fire attack pierced the radio, destroying it. Despite the morning's intense fighting, only one American soldier had been wounded, having been hit in the face by a rifle grenade that luckily failed to explode as it fell to the ground. My God, he's a lucky bugger. As the afternoon attacks across the open fields continued, the lack of sleep from the previous night and dwindling ammunition supplies began to take its toll on the vastly outnumbered American defenders. In the end, they held out for 18 hours before being outflanked, effectively crippling a good portion of the 3rd Fallschirmjägers manpower, while allowing critical time for the US Army to reposition itself in order to meet the Germans' main thrust. Because of their actions during that first morning of what would later be called the Battle of the Bulge, this group of brave men became the most decorated platoon of World War II. Okay, so the American forces are exactly the same. Lieutenant Ray, Lieutenant Thomas, 4 line teams, a 50 cal, 3 medium machine guns, the bunker, the trench, the foxholes, and the mines, as per last time. The Germans have exactly the same people, but they pick up reinforcements at time 5, and that'll be Lieutenant Borb, Sergeant Grine, 3 parachute platoon squads, 2 Volksgrenadier squads, a conscript squad, a line team, a green team, a light machine gun, and a medium mortar capable of firing smoke. The Allies are line with 2 commands still as recon. The Germans are line with 4 commands as recon. As attackers. It says they get 6 orders. Yeah, 6 orders. Time starts at 4 with sudden death at 13. So what I've done is, you can't quite see. So I've just put this up here so I know when the German reinforcements are coming on, rather than stick them all up there. Initiative card should go to the Allies, but I am not using it. 2 open objective chits. U, the same one as last time. Everything is worth 3 VP, and V, sudden death win for all being held. Set up, Allies take the first turn, setting up 4 hexes deep. This is supposed to be a good setup, haha, and the Axis last. The Allies control objectives 1, 3, and 5, which are the northern ones. Number 5 was the one they lost last time. They still held 1 and 3, so they got it back. And the Germans hold 2 and 4, which are the 2 southern ones. Now, The special orders for this are that, again, we have the allied player can't use the reinforcement event. They just draw another event if so. In this one, the Axis player has a hand of 8 cards instead of 6. Yeah, 8. Normal thing again, during setup, the allied player may place mines in any number of hexes adjacent to friendly teams, which I've done. Then we have the Morning Barrage, which I have done, and what we end up with is a whole swag of foxholes. It took out one of my mines here. That was mine. So these were my mines, but this one got taken out. Another one was placed here, here, here. Mines were taken out here, and we've got 2 foxholes here, foxholes up here as well. And along with foxholes down at this building and foxholes here. So that was that. We still have the expendable fanatics, so the conscript squads and green teams still give no victory points. Objectives W and X are still out, so again, the Germans cannot diddly bop off the map until they hold 3 objectives. So their closest objective now is right here. And then all German force, we've still got the 1.5 instead of 1 for the open spaces for movement. And the German forces listed in scenario 25A are used in this. And after the foxholes have been placed, as in the barrage, both players shuffle up their fate decks, and the German forces from 25A are then set as follows. So you select a German player, the German player selects 1 or more units, and with one of the assigned weapons, if he so chooses. I did each one individually. So both sides reveal a random hex. If the unit is a squad or team, the American player chooses which of the 2 random hexes the unit will be set up in. If the unit's a leader, the German player chooses which of the hexes it'll go in. In both cases, if the chosen hex contains mines or an American unit, the German unit is instead placed on the casualty track, and that was this one here. He's landed on some mines, so he's going up to the casualty track. And that, as being a Volksgrenadier, will give the Allies, the Americans, 2 victory points, because he's a Volksgrenadier, not a conscript. At the same time, if the die rolls on those 2 cards are both odd, the unit is set up broken, and as you can see, we have a broken unit here and a broken unit here. If they're both die rolls are both even, and that it's set up suppressed, and we have this one, this one, this one, and this one. And we continue to do that until all the German forces have been set up. So that is that. I'll be a tick. Wait one. Sorry about that. Just say goodbye to she who must be obeyed. Righto, so what have we got? We have Germans spread from arsehole to breakfast time. Excuse the French. So we have a broken Volksgrenadier up here. We have Lieutenant Schrader up here. Good to go. We have a suppressed green team and LMG here. We have a suppressed conscript with an LMG here. Coming down, we have paratroop suppressed, broken conscript, Sergeant Bierman, and a parachute here. Oh, well, other things I forgot to tell you because I'm a twit. Is it on here? No, that's right. I was looking at the wrong thing before. Okay, so yeah, Sergeant Bierman and a paratroop down in here. Over this side, we have another green team with an LMG out in the open. We have Corporal Schmidt here, a suppressed Volksgrenadier, another Volksgrenadier, and another parachute squad. And down here are all the troops to come on in turn 5. So from a German point of view, they're looking pretty good for being able to waltz over into here if they can get themselves fixed up, especially since they have 6 orders each time and 8 cards. However, the Allies are first, and we want to try and knock some of these bastards out. Now, the surrender values are still 5 for the Americans, but it is 17 for the Germans, so we really need to kill them fast and keep them back, that's for sure. Rightio, so here we go. The Americans: move, fire, rout, command confusion, artillery denied. Okay, so we don't want to move. We could fire, we could rout, and we have 2 cards we want to get rid of as such. So what I'm thinking of doing is I've only got 2 to rout at the moment, so I might try some fire first. See if I can knock a few more down and then go from there. Now, my big problem is I have nothing that can shoot at these guys up here. Nothing at all. So I'm already thinking that I need to move these blokes back over towards here. So that's the first thing I'm going to do, is move. Now, I've only got 2 orders again, so this is what makes it difficult. So I'm going to move as the first, and I'm going to have to pull this guy back straight away. He's got a movement of 4, and that costs 1, 2, 3 straight into there. There's not much else I can do about it. And then this German does have line of sight and could opportunity fire. Nobody else really has. So do they want to? How many fires do they have? Okay, the Germans start with a fire, artillery denied, command confusion, move, recover, advance, command confusion, and move. So they've only got 1 fire. I don't know if it's worthwhile them firing up there. They'd be firing for 4. He's only got a range of 3. So they'd only be firing for 4 into there, which I just don't think is really worthwhile at the moment. So no. So we've done our move. Now we're going to fire and try and knock some of these buggers down. So do we try and knock people down, or we kill people off? This guy could end up sneaking straight up into here. There's foxholes there. There's foxholes here. There's foxholes here. These blokes, once they take this, can just diddly bop off and then come back in for another go. So who do I want to take out? This is a conscript, going to give me nothing. This is a Volksgrenadier, which will, but I can't target any of these. So I've got a choice of firing on this conscript, this parachute squad, this guy, or the corporal here. I'm not too worried about him. I'm more worried about this guy here. So I'm going to... He can fire down into there. But I don't know. So we don't have any fire that way. So if I activate these guys, we can fire on maybe Sergeant Bierman and this guy. But they've got to recover. Oh well, all I can do is try. So our second order is to fire. This guy will fire here. And he's just going to fire straight up. Yeah. So he's got a 6. And that's in range, a 7 to there, with nothing to add to it. So we have 7 and 6 is 13. And a sniper at F6. Just missed him. Okay. So 13 into here. This guy's here for 7. Does he have anything that could help him? Nothing at all. 7 and 4 is 11, not enough. And a sniper at J3. It's a German sniper, so it does nothing. So this guy is suppressed and broken. And then this guy is going to fire down here to Biermann. Or do I just take out the bloody conscript while I can? Let's take out the conscript while we can. It's a range of 4, so this guy's in range, whereas he would not be in range there. So we're firing for 6 and 1 is 7, and 1 is 8. Straight down here, so there's no hindrance. And we're going to use sustained fire, so that we have 10. Plus 7 is 17, and an event. And the event is deploy. You may remove an American squad. We don't have any squads, so it doesn't really matter. So this guy's here for 5, and we have 17 come down. So if he gets a 12, he's still going to be suppressed. And we get an 11. He tried hard, and he is gone. So we don't get any points, but at least he goes onto the track. And that's all the Americans can do. They get 3 new cards. And now we're over to the Germans. So let's see what we've got. Fire, artillery denied, command confusion, move, recover, advance, command confusion, and move. Righto. So I think what we might do is the recover first. So we're going to do that. So let's remove these while I remember. Is that all of them? Yeah. Oops. Putting him in the wrong spot. Sort it out, boy. Sort it out. Okay. So let's start up here. And this is a Volksgrenadier up here for a 6. And we get a 7. No good. And we have an event, which is Elan. Increase your surrender level by 1. They're up to 18 surrender now. Okay, so moving down, we have the paratroops here at 8. We get a 5, so he's back. And that's it. So the next thing we're going to do is a move for our second order. And I'm going to move this guy. And he can go 1, 2 over to here. Activating all of these here with the lieutenant. The lieutenant can go 6, so he's going to go 2, 4 into there. He's not going to go in there by himself. And this guy can go 3, so he's going to come over here. Now, again, we have nothing that can fire at them. So that's that. Our third move is going to be, I think, this paratroop here is going to try and get up into these foxholes. So he's going to go 1 to there. and the Americans cannot fire, sorry, that's 1.5, 2.5, 3.5, 4 into the foxholes. The last thing they want to do is they want to advance is 4. Well, not last thing, sorry. And what I'm thinking of doing is advancing Sergeant Bierman back in here with this parachute, just to protect him in the building. And then we have a fire order. Now, is there anything we really want to fire at? And again, we only have this little fella here sitting out by himself. So I would say no. But I do have a sustained fire he could use, so we may as bloody well. So our 5th order is to fire using sustained fire, and we'll fire at this guy here. So we're firing for 4, and 2 is 6. Plus 4 is 10. Pretty shitful. And this little fella is in here for 6, and 2 is 8. And 8 is 16. And the Germans can't do anything else, and they'll get 6 new cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. The Americans have an artillery request, artillery denied, a recover, and 2 routes. Look, I'm just going to get rid of the routes and the artillery cards. Simple as that. I need fires and movements and everything like that. So 4 new cards for the Americans. Back to the Germans, and they still have their command confusion and artillery denied. They've picked up a fire, advance, advance, fire, fire, fire. So they have 4 fires and 2 advances. And again, I'd love to get rid of those cards, but the first thing I'm going to do is advance. And I'm going to advance these people into here. And they take out objective 5. That is now German. The Americans lose 3 VP, taking them to 21. The Germans gain 3 VP, taking the Americans down to 18. And that puts this little fella right in trouble at the moment. Okay, so we have an advance and we have 4 fires. We have nothing to add to fires. Okay, so these guys here can't really fire at anything. These guys here can't fire at anything. This guy can't really fire at anything. And neither can he. So I think at this stage, do I want to advance somebody? And I think I'm going to advance this para here. Or not. Let's advance this light machine gun forward to here. And we have foxholes here and here if he's lucky. So that's our other advance. Yeah, I know I could have kept the other advance for next turn and gone in there and taken him out, but I need to try and protect the people as much as possible. So there is nothing really to fire with. Germans get 2 new cards. And the Americans have a recover, a fire, artillery request, recover, and artillery denied. So I could fire with this little fella. I can't move him or do anything bloody else, which is a pain. And I've only got 1 fire. So do I fire at him in here? So that would give me 6 and 1 is 7. And that's it. Or I could fire with these guys. Not really. Not really. I could fire at this guy. No. I'm going to get rid of these 2 cards. Get 2 new ones for the Americans, and we're over to the Germans. 4 fires, artillery denied, command confusion, recover, and another fire. So I think they're going to fire. So they're going to fire for their first order. They're going to fire into here. So they're going to fire for 6, 7, 8 into there. And that's it. They do have a grenades on their recover, but it's the only one they've got. So 8, and 2. Jammed. Okay. Is 10. He might be the luckiest little bugger going. He's there for 6, 7, 8, and 5, and he's good to go. Righto, so what's this get fixed on? 5 or 6 fixed, 7 or 8 broken. What else do they want to do? Again, there's really not much they can do. They could try and recover this guy, but he can't move anywhere at the moment, and he can't get shot at the moment, so I don't want to waste that. We could shoot with this guy into here. May as well. I've got the cards to do it. So we're going to fire for our second order into here. It's only for 1, 2, 3. So it's only for 5 into there. Plus 11, 16. Who would have thunk that? And again, he's there for 8. Is there anything I can do to help him? And there is not. Okay, he's there for 8 and 5 and is hit. Like that. Okay, and realistically, I don't think this guy's got a shot. No. No, yes, yes, no. No, I don't think so. I think I'd better check properly. And the answer is yes. He does not have a shot because it goes through here. Yeah, you can see there, you're a dickhead, O'Brien, and you should have remembered that anyway. Okay, so they really can't do much else. So that's that for them. 3, 4, 5, 6, they get 2 new cards. And the Americans have 2 recovers and 3 fires. So the first thing we're going to do is a recover for our little man here, in there for 9. We get an 8, he's back. And then we've got 3 fires we can use. So who are we going to fire at? This little fella, I suppose. I can bring fire onto him from here. I can't kill him, but I can hurt him. And that's 11, 12 into there. Yep. Plus 10 is 22. Yeah, that's got to hurt. And this little fella's there for 6. There's nothing in the world that's going to help him. 6 and 12. 18. Okay, so he's hit anyway. And we have time. Which means all those other Germans are coming on. Yay! Okay, so we shuffle up the German deck. Okay, it's not sudden death, but we're now gone to time 5. So we go up there. Okay, let's do this in order so we don't screw it. There's no defender to get a VP, So smoke, there is no smoke to remove. So reinforcements and then dig-ins. Okay, I'm going to have a think about this and then I'll be back. Rightio. So what I've done is I've put Lieutenant Borb down here with 3 paratroopers. I've put the green green team with the LMG here with Sergeant Bierman in this parachute. And I've put Feldwebel Drein here with Volksgrenadier, Conscript, Line Team, and the Mortar ready to go. So that's that, and then we just have dig-ins. The Americans have no dig-ins, and neither do the Germans, so that's the end of the Americans' turn. They'll get 2 new cards. And we're over to the Germans, who now have a recover, a advance, a move, 3 fires, and 2 crap cards. So I think the first thing they're going to do, I believe, is advance into here and try and take this bloke out. So he's 4, they are 6, and 1 is 7. So let's do it. So they advance for their first order. Like that. Okay. Americans have an ambush that they're going to use. And the Germans are going to take the ambush on this fella, I believe. That'll give them what? 2, 3, 4. Or they take it on this guy and they got 5. I suppose they're going to have to take it on the 5. Yep. So the lieutenant has been broken and he's back. That's the only one they have. The Germans have an ambush they're going to use. So this bloke is broken. So it's 5-2. They do have another ambush. Do they want to use it or take a chance? And I think they don't want to take a chance. So they are going to use it. And this guy is dead. That way they don't have to fight. The Americans have lost a medium machine gun. They've lost a team. That's 20% of their forces gone. And the Germans gain another victory point, taking the Americans down to 17. Okay, so that's their first. The next thing they wish to do is to move for their second order, and they're going to activate Sergeant Grein. Goes 2 to here. That's as far as he can go. You've only got a movement of 3. This guy has a movement of 3, so they're going to go 2 to there. And this guy has a movement of 4 and is just going to move forward 2 to there. And the Americans could fire if they wish. But I don't think they wish. No. No. Okay, so that's that order, which leaves them a recover and a fire. Again, there's really nothing to fire with, so I'm going for a recover. So we'll recover this guy first, so he's in there for 10, 11, 12. And we get a 3. Damn, I nearly did this bloke first. Okay. Well, he's in there anyway. This broken machine gun. And this guy's here for 4, the poor little thing. Did I just use the wrong one? Yeah, I did. Hang on a tick. That was an American card. German card. He gets 6. Okay, so he's fine. And this guy's here for 4 and gets a 10. So no. And that was it for that. Again, we have a fire, but we can't do anything with that as such. So that's it. And the Germans get 5 new cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the Americans have a recover, a fire, an advance, and an artillery request. So realistically, all they can do is fire. So again, 11, 12 into here. +3, 15. And this guy's here for 4. And 9 is 13. He tried hard, but he's gone. And because he's green, we don't get anything for him. But he goes on the track, and now they have 3 casualties out of the 18 they need. Well, the Americans need for them. Which means we only got to kill 15 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Yeah, okay, just 3/4 of them or so. Okay. So that's fire. We have an advance. Do we want to advance anywhere? So I could advance this guy up to here, but that's not going to help anything. I could advance this guy down to here, but that's not going to help anything. So no, that's it. 2 new cards for the Americans. We're back over to the Germans. We'll have their turn and call it quits. So they have artillery denied, command confusion, fire, and have picked up an artillery request, a move, a command confusion, a fire, and a move. So they have 2 moves and 2 fires, which is wonderful, but they've got 4 cards they can't use whatsoever. So let's just have a look at it realistically. I could move some of these guys forward. But I'm probably better off at the moment getting rid of these 4 cards, because that's half their hand. So yeah, that was a bit of a wimpy way to come out of it, but I think that was the worthwhile way to do it. And when we come back, it will be the Americans' turn. So the Americans have basically lost 20% of their surrender value, but 1/4 of their troops, straight up. They only had 4 teams to start with. They're down to 3. By the same token, they've lost about 1/4 of their firepower as well. They're down to 17 victory points, but the Germans can start to run off the map and start to get victory points now, and then come back on and go again. So they're pretty damn good. So these guys here for a start, he can move 4, he can move 6, so they could go 2, 4 straight up. This guy could go straight up. This guy can't really go anywhere at the moment, but he's not in trouble. Don't know. I'll have to have thinks. So again, sorry about screw-ups and everything else, but this one is just, yeah, it has a lot going on, a lot for me to remember, a lot of hindering and blocking terrain as well, and I think I might need to try and slow down a bit to keep in touch with it, but I am trying, very trying, I know. So take care. I'll catch you next time. Bye for now.